Are you thinking about buying or selling in the Bay Area in the spring of 2024? What is going on? Why are home prices what they are? We're going to be doing a deep dive as to what has been going on in the last month, what we're likely to continue to see, and a little bit of a glimpse as to why things are what they are. Now, let's take a look at these figures together. Santa Clara County, single family condos and townhomes. You can see this stellar increase. Take a look at these gains. This is the median price. Sorry, let's go over the median sales price in the last 12 months completed. Take a look at what they're at. The median price of single family condos and townhomes in the county of Santa Clara is at $1.6375 million dollars. How much is this more than February? I told you guys over and over again. If you guys have been listening, many of you have bought, congratulations. But in general, look at this stark increase. Let's see these numbers. Let's run these numbers together. 16375 minus, what was it last month? 1459. This is an increase of 12% in 1 month. It's been incredible, this growth. Like, this has been going on, and I warned a lot of people. If you think this is bad now, wait till you see the figures of what April looks like. This is in March. Right now, a lot of things occurred this way, and there's a lot of reasons for that. But I'm going to go for that at the end of this video. But for now, let's take a look at these stats together. This is the case for Santa Clara County, one of the most competitive counties in the Bay. Now, let's see if this is happening in all counties so you can see for yourself. Is this happening in San Mateo County? Let's take a look. The answer is not as extreme as what you saw, but still a pretty good increase. And we're going to break it down a little bit later about single family versus condos, townhomes, and strategies that you can use. What about Alameda County? Do you see that happening there? Alameda County, whoa, look at that. Look at that big stark increase. Alameda County has definitely have a lot of winners. Let's take a look at San Francisco. With AI and all of the individuals that want to live close by, what do they see? Nothing as drastic, but they also see an increase. And last but not least, places that are a little bit further out, let's say Contra Costa County, are they experiencing this kind of increase? The answer is yes, but it's not. It hasn't been as significant. So, what are the lessons that you can kind of see from this so far? Some of the findings. San Mateo County, interesting enough, hasn't been that competitive, relative speaking, to these kind of charts. Santa Clara County, you see on the other hand, has done phenomenally well, especially with a lot of these bigger tech companies that have continued to do very well on their stock performance side of things, and they decide to want to settle down. You saw San Francisco has been rising. They have been doing well. Alameda County has been a big winner. And Contra Costa County, as you can see, hasn't hasn't increased the kind of the levels that you just saw previously. Now, the next question I always like to have is this equally distributed? Let's take a look at Santa Clara County. And if you ask, let's take a look at what has been going on with condos and townhomes. You can see condos and townhomes hasn't been this kind of growth that you just saw previously of the very first chart, right? The real growth is the single family market space, the higher price point ones, to be fair, right? Take a look at this growth when it comes to single family. The single family median price right now is $1.9 million for the county of Santa Clara. This is not just the South Bay. This includes Morgan Hill, that whole region, that cluster there too, right? Includes all of San Jose. San Jose as a medium is less than Santa Clara County, but you can see just how well certain markets, certain sectors have done. So, and this is across the board. Like, single family continues to be very popular. The other thing I want to point out is you may be thinking to yourself, Spencer, if the medium single price right now of March 2024 is at 1.9, how has this fared versus the previous highs back in April, May of 2022? You can see the charts and kind of the flow of things. Let's take a look at the April and May figures of 2022, which were record highs. You can see for yourself, these were record highs. We are very close to hitting that record high. And why is that the case? A big reason with this is while the interest rates, you can see if you compare it to 2022, and that was like kind of the April, May 2020 was at about 5%. Interest rates are only about 1.5% higher relative to that time. right? But the biggest difference is take a look at the stock market. The stock market is surpassed the previous record highs that we have had back in the end of 2021. So that it has been the biggest reason that we have seen this growth, and the growth still has potentially more to come. Now, how much more will it be past these numbers? The answer is I don't know, but it is getting very close to there, and it will not be a surprise because there's still a lot of buyers out there, and people have a lot of money to finally start selling stocks to be able to buy a place and to be able to establish their roots here. And we have a lot more people coming from all over the country that are selling down in the Bay, potentially for opportunities, job wise, career wise, AI opportunities wise. Or think about this, people will be leaving these bigger companies into those newer venture backed companies. And so these now companies need to hire more to fill in those voids. And you have people from all over the country that are coming in to take advantage and be part of this huge computing shift. And so these are all the reasons why this is occurring. The other thing I want to point out is some just general stats related to activity of listings. So when people ask me, I'm not seeing too much. To be fair, you can't complain too much in terms of number of new listings. You can see the figures here, and this is Santa Clara County. You can see the numbers of March. It is significantly higher than it was in 2023. All of this year has been a lot higher than last year. Now, it isn't going to ever come back to the same numbers of 2021, 2022, just because that was a much lower interest rate environment time. But the numbers have been pretty, getting pretty close. We're talking about only 20% less from the 2022 numbers, which were really high numbers. But if we compare to 2023, this is a significant increase. It's about like a 25% increase versus what we saw of last year. Now, take a look at this number of sales. Like virtually almost all of these homes are transacting. So you can see number of sales for each month. You can see that each of the numbers are higher than it was typically for 2023. Now, the March figure was kind of interesting because, yeah, the March figure was kind of interesting why it was only this number, but I suspect that the future numbers will continue to rise as you see. But the idea is this is peak listing time, right? This is the peak amount of homes that you're going to see each month. Take a look at this number of new listings. Let's compare this so you can see historically what that means. Look at the time, look at the months in general of that have the highest. You can see March, April, May, June. These are some of the highest times throughout the year. So if you're not seeing at least 4 or 5 homes every single week when you go tour places, you might want to expand the search. You might want to adjust your expectations about options. Like these are the solutions for you. The other thing to be mindful of is the prices are, as you can see, increasing significantly when it comes to single family, which is and continues to be highly desirable. If you're not able to compete or don't want to compete, you can switch to the condos and townhomes, right? Condos and townhomes are a great starter option. And don't make no mistake, they're not like nobody's buying them. It's just the demand of that is a little bit less than when you have of single family, right? But the condos and townhomes, you can see the median condos and townhome right now in Santa Clara County is roughly around $967,000. It is way less than what you saw of single family, where the median is at $1.9 million. So you may elect to get into that first instead of complaining and saying you can't get into a single family spot. The other option is your choice. Do you consider places that are a little bit further out? Right? Do you consider places that has been very popular, like in Alameda County, Contra Costa County? These areas could have single family places that could work for you, but you just have to be okay with the commute and the distance and quite frankly just the lifestyle there. Like a lot of people still want to be in San Mateo County, Santa Clara County, just because there's a lot of downtowns nearby. It's convenient. A lot of their friends are here. We are spring season, so the weather has been nice. But these are all the things that everybody has to be mindful of as they decide what may work for them. But without a doubt, you can see in general prices have increased significantly, 12% in 1 month. I don't think we're going to have the same kind of velocity growth. That would be quite amazing, but scary. If it was, I don't think so. But likely still at least a few more percent growth from what we have seen so far of March. Keep this in mind. If you look at the history of things, let's take a look at these stats together. When do things quote unquote hit a peak? So if you look at the history of things, the peak has been basically April, May, pretty consistently for most. Last year was a little bit different. You can see even June was the high was higher, but October was quite high. If you look at the previous 2021, it was basically June, right? It's not like the others were significantly lower. It wasn't that drastically off. It was only 2 to 3% off, but it still had a big incline up until that figure. So don't be surprised and don't kind of give up. Like my suggestion is don't give up. Just be understanding of options, adapt to these kind of solutions, or adapt and be like okay with just what your money can afford, and you will be successful. But just be very mindful because prices are clearly on the rise. They are likely to keep rising at least for the next few months. And even if it declined a little bit, you never know what exactly it may decline to. So is it better to wait? The answer is probably not. If it works for you, be confident, do the right move, and pray that you hopefully get it. If you're thinking about buying or selling, my contact details are below, or feel free to reach out and let's go over a strategy call, as a lot of people are being super active right now. Appreciate you watching. See you in the next video. Bye now.